What is up, YouTube? McIntyre here. Today I'm going to be talking about Hero League drafting, and to do so, I'm going to be going over some of my Hero League drafts that I've done throughout my stream, and I'm going to be talking about the pick that I take, why I take it, and then I'm going to look at my team's picks and talk about what picks I would have taken instead of what they choose. So, a lot of people have been asking me for this video. I kind of was like struggling to come up with a way to do it, but I think I like this way. So, like I said, I'm just going to go over my replays from my stream and talk about the draft from there. And hopefully, this will help you guys better to understand when you should be taking picks compared to, just taking picks for the heck of it. A lot of the picks, though, that I currently choose in Hero League have to do with my tier list. So, as this video gets a bit older as the meta changes, if you continue to look at my tier list, it will relate a lot to how I pick and what I'm looking to pick. So we're gonna hop into it now, guys. Hopefully you enjoy, and we'll see you guys next video. So we have our first draft that we're gonna be looking at here. It is Dragonshire, and we're second pick. We are currently banning in this pick, so most of the games I do ban, and I am not afraid so much of Zarya in Hero League, more so of Malf. The reason that I think Malf is stronger in Hero League than Zarya is because of his root. His root punishes Hero League a lot right now, and for that reason, I'm banning him here. I typically either ban Malf or on some maps I ban Vikings, and most of the time in the current meta, the other team will ban the Zarya anyway, so it doesn't even really matter. I kind of, in this case, I could have not banned Malf because we do have first pick, and if you really want to gain ranks, you can just ask your first pick if they want the Malf, and if they don't, then you would ban it. But in this case, I just got rid of it altogether because Malf on Dragonshire is incredibly powerful. But, just a note on Dragonshire, other notable bans are, of course, Chin, because of his dominance in lane top, and Rexar is another one that you can sometimes ban that does really well on this map for whatever reason. But for the most part right now, I'm banning Malf or Chin on this map in particular. And yeah, as you see, the other team bans the Zarya here. And I have Alarak covered. There's two reasons for this. One, I'm duo currently with Casanova in this game, and he wants the Chin pick. Alarak does really good against Chin, so I'm kind of cutting out a counter for his pick by taking the Alarak pick here. So this Thrall first pick is really bad. Not only has Emperor Kong stepped into both me and Casanova's picks by taking the Thrall here, he's also taking a fairly weak first pick. So Thrall, the thing about him is he's a great later pick because a lot of the top laners currently beat Thrall in lane. So you want to take Thrall after they've kind of shown that they have a weak top laner. In this case, they haven't shown anything, and opening up with Thrall first pick leads to Thrall getting countered and, potentially losing a lot of the strength that he has, right? If the other team goes a heavy range, then Thrall will have a harder time. And if it's D-Shire in this case, and the other team picks a counter to Thrall top lane, then he loses that lane. Like a Zagara pick right here would really punish the Thrall pick. So I'm not really fond of Emperor Kong for this one, but sometimes you have to, play the cards you're dealt, right? So the enemy teams, again, they see this Thrall, they can counter pick that. They can go a tank here. Usually taking stun tank first round is really good. They end up going Kel'Thas, and let's see, maybe stun tank here. Kel'Thas Sylvanas. So this is a kind of interesting opener. With them going Kel'Thas Sylvanas, they don't have a very strong front line, and they're both pretty squishy targets, right? And because Thrall was taken, I can't go melee anymore. Casa still wants to take the Chin. And I know on this map in particular, Li Ming is really strong because of her wave clear and her potential for resets. So I'm going to pick into Li Ming here. I can also take Bala if I wanted to, as both are up. But either way, they're both good picks. And so now it's important to note the other team has 2 range. So when we go to second ban, I don't have to ban range. And I now need to focus on either tank or support bans. So we're depending on what they ban, I'm gonna think about what I need to strike, right? They have double range, so we don't need to ban the Vala here. We instead should focus on either support or tank. And depending on what they ban, we'll kind of decide on what we want to go. It's hard for us to strike out, like, I think at this point, like, if we wanted to ban a support, we could get rid of the Brightwing. Joanna tank comes to mind. So as I'm thinking about Brightwing, the other team bans the Brightwing for me. So this is kind of opens up now that I should probably ban tank or ban something that beats Thrall top lane. At this point, there's not a whole lot that beats Thrall top lane. So I'll probably look to ban tank here. As you can see, I'm actually mousing over their picks, thinking about the ban here. And I choose the Joanna. So the Joanna ban is targeted at Dragonshire. Most of the time, you don't really ban the Joanna. You want to go ETC or Murden ban. But the Jo is a heavy front line that has great wave clear on Dragonshire. So by beating us on the wave clear, the rotation to the middle bot, we end up losing this game, right? So getting rid of the wave clear is good, and them taking Murden means that, they still don't have that Joanna wave clear that they would have had. So now looking at our last 2 picks, looks like Chin's gonna be in the 4-man. Thrall's top, so we do have Li Ming. Ariel's pretty good with Li Ming. We really need a wave clear on I'm Nasty. Zagara, not so good. We don't really need Zag because we have a top lane. I actually just typed that. Zeratul is solid here. The Haka is fine too. And Arthas is pretty good actually. So I like the Arthas pick here. He ends up going Arthas. Triple melee is currently really strong because of the fact that Chin does enough damage to the backline that he's okay taken as a front line, right? Like Chin with his Panda Pals gets to the backline. So then you just have Arthas Thrall there to front line for me and Ariel while Chin does his own thing. So this comp actually turns out pretty well. Arthas can root. I can follow up on that. We have Thrall engage. Chin can peel and press this back line. We have decent wave clear with Arthas. He's pretty good actually at wave clearing and finding picks. So we have 2 forms. We have 2 CCs, right? Well, 3 with Thrall, but he's top. But in our 4-man, we have 2 forms of hard CC, which is really good. We have a slow. We have damage. We have pretty solid sustain from Ariel. And if we look at their team, so they have 2 forms of CC with Murden and Kel'Thas. They have wave clear with Sylvanas, and they have pretty good sustain with Lili, right? They're going to put Alarak top against the Thrall. But this, overall, I think because of my Li Ming pick, I can carry this game. And the draft has gone in our favor. Although the other team has a lot of meta picks, I think on Dragonshire, our team's going to do a bit better. And I think we end up winning this game. So this is the first draft that I'm going to go over, and then I'll take it to a next one, and I'll see you guys in the next draft. All right, so hopping into the next draft, we are looking at still first. We're still banning, but we're now first pick. So things change. Depending on what they ban, I'll have to think about what I ban. I think we end up losing this game actually, if I remember this draft correctly. So I'm still playing with Casanova. Again, I normally really like banning Malfurion. I think Malf is just powerful on all of these maps because just rooting an entrance a lot of the time chops players out and gets people killed. Even if people are playing quotation marks in the right position, Malf punishes all positions because of how long his range is on his E and how fast it kind of spreads and kills people. So he bans ETC. This is fairly common, and I'm probably going to ban Mouth. This is just a trend that I've had recently. I'm not so afraid of Zarya, more afraid of Mouth at the moment. And so now I think this night I really wanted to play Alarak, so I have it hovered. It's really good to hover picks in Hero League so that the team can kind of think about what everybody's playing. Or, you know, if I hover Alarak and I'm first pick, then if one of my last picks wanted to pick melee, they no longer are thinking about picking melee because I have it hovered. And they can consider their next pick, right? So we're waiting on Vec to pick. And Vec goes Chin. So Chin gets countered by Alarak because of Alarak's pull and Q. His silence can stop Chin from drinking, and his pull can stop Chin from drinking. And both abilities can stop Chin from hitting his ultimate too. So Alarak is a fine pick here. It's really good on this map. A lot like what Malfurion does, like picking people that are out of position. Alarak kind of does the same thing here. Sometimes people are playing in the right position, but you pull them in and you kill them, right? So end up locking in the Alarak. Casanova goes Zarya, which is fine. It's a good pick here. He can protect me. He can deal damage. Zarya's Q on Towers of Doom is awesome. The ability to break channels from a far distance is pretty impactful here. And Explosion Zone is really powerful on this map too. There's a lot of chokes where people run through and you can kill them. This is me. I think I was checking to see how close I was to master. So the other team responds with Li Ming Muradin. I think if it was a day where I wanted to really win, I think I would have picked Li Ming here. Because Li Ming on Towers of Doom is so powerful, and the Muradin pick is actually really good for them too. It gives them stun, engage. Again, Chin can just ult and go backline. So Muradin is the frontline pick for them. Consider they have 2 warriors and support. I mean 2 warriors and range. I need to ban support here. I banned the Brightwing. I probably shouldn't have banned Brightwing. I should have let my support take the Brightwing so that he didn't take Rhaegar. I personally, at the moment, think Rhaegar is the weakest support in the game. They respond with a Tychus. This is to keep the double tank from getting shredded. So if I'm support now, I'm definitely not taking Rhaegar. I'm probably taking Ariel or Medic. Another pretty fine pick here is Monk. Monk does well against the Pandas. And the Vala pick for a Met Ball is good, but I remember this game. This guy couldn't play Vala. He just didn't play it. I think he had like 2 games as Vala this season. So just learning from this guy's mistakes, like even if a pick's meta and it's really strong, don't take it if you don't know how to play it. Because this guy took Vala, and although I think it's a good pick here, he's really not good at it, and thus causes, you know, a lot of problems for our game. Okay, and so now here is where I get punished. So I banned Brightwing, and I didn't let this guy have it. I could have banned Medic, and we could have had Brightwing, which I think is the correct ban. Had our support taken Medic here, we would have been fine. And because of this now, they get Medic with heavy frontline, with Li Ming. And then the Asmodan pick doesn't even matter. The Asmodan pick, it really doesn't matter. So now Hover ends up taking Leo here. And this is where I think our draft falls to pieces. So Leo can't really do anything to their team. It seems like a really good pick, but in reality, like Medic is never going to die to a Leoric because of Medevac. And looking at tanks now, like we also have Joanna still up, Tyrael still up, Arthas is up. there's so many other tanks here that are up that can threaten Morales or just really anyone on their team that isn't Leo. So the thing about the Leo pick here is if you entomb medic, she's just gonna fly away. You can't entomb anyone else on their team. If you entomb Asmodin and medic's healing him, he's got 7,000 health, so you're never killing that. You know, you wanna like find a way to either root and get a pick, or you have the Alarak, so if you root something, then we can get a pick, or you play something aggressive like the Tyrael, and then you have Zarya protect you. Either way, I think both picks are stronger than Leo. And I personally think Leo at this very moment is one of the weaker tanks in the game. So not a huge fan of that pick. Looking at draft screen, we 100% lost. Like I said, the Asmodee pick, it could have been anything. It could have been Gazlo, and the other team would have won because our composition is so weak. So this is this game. Again, the things I would have changed, this person plays medic, then cover goes Joe, and then our team is indestructible. There's nothing they can do to kill our team at that point. We have triple frontline with medic healing Vala. You have the kind of the pseudo support off Zarya. And our comp looks so much better. Then they end up having to go like Monk or something like that on support. They don't have a lot of heals. The Asmodee then gets punished because then we can kill Asmo. Yeah, so we end up losing the draft on this Rhaegar pick, honestly. And then the Leo pick didn't help it either. That's the second draft, and we're going to do one more draft now, and then we'll call this video a day. So this last draft was fun. This just goes to show you that you can, picks can change. And now me and Casanova are last pick. I'm going to just ban my normal mouth. I do this pretty much every game except on Garden, where I ban Vikings. So we ban the mouth. We'll see what the other team bans. So the thing about being last pick now is we are responding to our team's picks. We can't hover, or I guess we can hover things as last pick, but because of the way draft works, the top picks get priority. So we can't really, if someone above me wants to play range, then they get to play range. We see the ETC ban again. It looks like Choose just banning ETC, just like I'm banning Mouth. And we'll see what our first pick takes. I'm not really sure. I can't remember what the... Okay, so Sylvanas. Sylvanas on BOE is good. You get the boss, you can push really hard with it, which can gain a huge advantage just really early. And having like a 2-level lead in Here League always increases your chances of winning. Even in obviously in competitive, being ahead helps a lot, but in Hero League, it just allows your team to be punished less for being out of position. So we have the Sylv pickup. I like that here. And now we're going to wait on the other team to pick. Really good picks on this map are Li Ming. Tehran is not bad. I like Hammer. As far as tanks go, I really like ETC because of the attack speed. I think Murden's really good here because you can take a lot of damage and then passive your health back. I don't really like Alarak on this map. He's fine at getting picks, but he's not that good at racing. Zarya's pretty good at racing, but she needs energy to race. So you see the Hammer pick here. It's really good on this map. Trap Queen takes the Li Ming, which is also good on the map. And like as far as supports go, I like Monk. I like Medic. Medic is really good on this map. Like against their team right now, they have no way to get to Medic. So if he picks Medic here, I can ban a heavy, like aggressive frontline, like Chin or something to dive. I can ban that out, and then it creates space for our support. So he's hovering Tyrande. And then he locks Rhaegar. So again, I'm saying no because I hate Rhaegar, but Rhaegar honestly isn't terrible on this map with his level 1 talent Lightning Bond. So he can give himself and a shield to somebody else. So it increases your race. It makes your race pretty good. I think there's so many... Yeah, so this is me being upset about the pick, but... So I just feel like there's so many better supports. So now I have to ban Medic because they have the Hammer. Okay, so if I gave them Medic Hammer, we would just lose. We wouldn't lose, but it would be a really hard game, especially with our team. This is where I'm thinking Alarak. And then I call it an audible because they banned the Murden and they have the hammer, me and Cass decide to go Tirana Stitches, which is actually pretty good on this map. Stitches is really fat and can take lots of damage, and one good hook can basically win you an objective, right? So Horsepan takes Artanis, pretty good here actually. Like one of the few maps in the game I personally play Artanis on, so I like that pick. And then Chu's gonna take the Alarak. Again, going over what I just said, I don't think Alarak's that good here. If I was him, I would have taken the Tassadar and then allowed last pick to go support. Tass support for their team would have been godlike instead of Alarak. They didn't need any more. They just needed to out-sustain and push into us. Tass also creates vision, so you don't get caught by Stitches as much. And then if he gets hit by hook, then he can E himself away. You know, Tass wall is also really good against our team. Low mobility, right? Me and Stitches, if he walls one of us, we die. So I would have liked that pick more for them. But I like our Stitches Tyrande now. This counters the hammer, this kills Artanis, this kills Alarak, Zarya even, all low mobility, right? So last pick has to be a support, and they take Uther. Uther is to counter our one-shot, so if we get a hook, if he de-shields all of the damage, then they potentially win. But we actually have a lot of sustain through me and Rhaegar. And if Li Ming gets a reset, then we win the game anyways, so I think this game is in our favor looking at draft. They did a good job of just chopping out stun tanks. But we ended up getting, like, not a stun tank, but a catch tank off Stitches with the Tyrande. And we have Mark, you know, the Tyrande Mark is really good on BOE for gaining the boss. You know, I think every race we raced against him, we win this game. So, looking at each comp on this map, I prefer our comp over theirs. I still would have liked to see this guy go medic or something else instead of Rhaegar, but you know, whatever. But if this video has helped you guys any, please let me know in the comments below. Also, throw a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are enjoying my videos. In the comments on this video, guys, throw some ideas at me for videos that you want. So this was an idea that someone threw at me. I decided to make it. You know, I'm going to try to get better at this, but this is a lot of what I'm thinking about when I'm playing. So all of this is just basically raw gameplay, you know, in the mind of a Greg Jennings. So that's going to be it. You know, always check me out on Twitch and Twitter. Those will both be located below in the description as well as my tier list. As I said, a lot of these drafts based around my tier list. This last one was a little off tier list, I'm not going to lie, but when you're duoing, sometimes you can kind of create cool synergies, like, you know, Tass and Tracer are really good sometimes. Stitches Tyrande is really good. You know, it changes up a little bit. For the most part, when I'm playing solo, especially, tier list is everything. So check that out. Thank you guys for checking out this video today. And I'll see you guys all next video. Have a good one. Cheers, guys.